Learning outcome 41M. Heading is dynamic hedging. Dynamic hedging. So now in your syllabus they have just given the delta hedging. They haven't given a delta gamma hedging. Okay, so I'll explain you what it means. Imagine you have short position on 1000 options, 1000 call options to be more specific. Okay, now do you agree that call options or options will have delta, which will measure the risk of, which will measure the relationship between change in the price of underlying asset vis-a-vis change in the price of call option? And do you agree that call option will always have negative deltas? Sorry? Positive call option. Will call option have positive deltas? Yes. And put option will have negative deltas. So one online student, he wrote me this query. He said if call option have positive deltas, then how about short call? So short call has to have negative delta. Then why do we say that call option has a positive delta? Okay, it's like this. So basically, whenever we refer to, for example, stock, so we say that when stock increases, you profit, correct? But if someone is short on the stock, he doesn't. So whenever we refer to an asset, we refer from the long perspective. So when we say that call option has a positive delta, if you buy the call option, then you have a positive delta. But if you sell the call option, of course, you're selling the delta, so you will have a negative delta. Are we okay with this? So let us say that the specifics of this call option is, it has a strike price of 120. It has a spot price of 135. Expiry is 6 months. Expiry is 6 months. And it has a delta of 0.71. Okay. Now, can I say this option is in the money? Yes, and therefore the delta has to be generally more than 0.5. So here the delta is about 0.71. And the question will say that prepare or recommend what actions should be taken to create a delta neutral portfolio. Delta neutral portfolio. Alright, that means build a portfolio in such a way that delta of the portfolio should become how much? 0. Are you following this? So in fact I am going to write this. That means to make, that is to make delta of the portfolio equal to 0. Have you written this? Now I'm writing a sentence and I might be wrong. I don't want you to write, but I want you to correct me with this sentence. A long stock position will always have a delta of +1. A long stock position will always have a delta of +1. Agree or disagree? How many of you disagree? Okay, how many of you agree? How many of you have no clue? So it's like this. You buy a SBI stock. What is the price now? 260. So you buy one stock of 260. SBI from 260 became 261. What is the amount of profit that you will have on your position? 1. That means 1 increase in underlying will give you 1 increase in your profit, so delta of 1. But imagine you buy a call option on SBI. Okay, if SBI stock increases by 1, maybe your call option in this example will increase by only 0.71. So we will say call option has a delta of 0.71. So we want to build a position of that underlying asset and option in such a way that when the underlying moves, it should have no impact on your portfolio, no profit, no loss. That type of portfolio is called delta neutral. Are you following this? And how do you do that? So on the exam, what they will do is, and I hope you're listening to me, they will give you this information which would generally be irrelevant. Okay, I'm saying generally. What is relevant for you is number of short positions and what is the delta of that call option. So just by looking at this, your solution would be, and I'm writing that solution here, your solution would be take long position on 1000 into 0.71, which is equal to 710 stocks. So imagine what happens then. When you take long position on 710 stocks, in a way the delta of the portfolio is 710 positive, and delta of call option portfolio is negative 710. So positive negative settled off, so your portfolio becomes a delta neutral portfolio. That's it. So question he asked, how does the delta affect the short position? Think of it this way. I am short on call. Okay. So if the price of the underlying goes up, will I profit or will I lose? I will have losses. So if the price of the underlying goes by $1, how much would be my loss on option position? 0.71. So for every dollar increase in the price of the stock, my loss is going to be 0.71. What can I do so that no matter what happens to the underlying, I am safe? So I will take long position on 710 stocks. So when the stock one goes by 1, on the stock portfolio I will have a profit of 710. On the option portfolio I will have a loss of 710. It would be squared off, delta neutral. Now why do we do this? You take some time to understand that. Okay, but how to do this is what you need to understand for this learning outcome. Yes.
This is for initiation. What happens during the contract?
We'll see that later on. Yeah, good question. Question he asked that this is what we do at inception. What happens after that? That is a function of what is the gamma of the portfolio. Okay, but we'll see that step by step. Make sense? Should we do one more example? Yes, no? Done writing this? Okay. Okay, now I'm kind of building even more simplified version. One thing you would remember is, and that's how I think of this. I mean, they've given a formula in the book, but you don't need to remember the formula. The way I think of this is that number of options will mostly be higher than number of stocks. So I always think of this sentence when I am trying to build a delta neutral portfolio. That number of options to hedge would always be higher than number of stocks, because delta is generally less than 1. When delta is 1, they would be same. So it's like this. Now observe carefully. Let us say you have one stock. Okay. The price of the stock is 100. Now you have options. So price of the option is let us say currently 30. Okay. Let us say delta is 0.5. Now observe carefully. What you want is that the percentage profit or loss here on the left should be same as, the amount of profit or loss on the left should be same as amount of profit or loss on the right. If 100 becomes 101, so that's a profit of how much? 1. Then 30 will become how much? Because of delta of 0.5, it will become 30.5. Is the profit matching? No. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to have two options. So then this 30 will also become 30.5. Correct? And if you have a long position here, then you take a short position or vice versa, so that your profit on one side will match with the loss on one side. So that kind of gives us a formula that we will say one stock, okay, divided by delta of 0.5 is equal to number of options, or number of options multiplied by delta is going to give you number of stocks. Let me write delta here. Delta, number of stocks. But again, if you think of this sentence, you don't have to remember the formula. Okay, so when to divide, when to multiply, just keep the rule in mind that number of options should always be more than number of stocks. That's it. Okay, let's do an interesting question now. Let us say you have short put position on 10,000 options. Okay, the delta of put option is minus 0.45. Create a delta neutral portfolio. Come on, surprise me. Yes, Digvijay.
Short 4,500.
Short 4,500 shares. Okay. Short 4,500 shares. Okay. What do you think? How many of you think short 4,500 shares? Okay. How many of you think long 4,500 shares? Long. Alright. So see how to take decision now. Here the answer is, by the way, short 4,500 shares. I will tell you an easier way to think of this. Options, call, put, long call, short call, long put, short put. Bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish. The trick you would remember is to hedge, always take the opposite direction or opposite side. That's how you're going to hedge, right? So if you're already bullish, take the opposite direction so that you can hedge. So see, now it becomes very easy. If you're on long call and if you want to hedge, since this is bullish, here you should be short on the stock. So bullish, bearish settled off. When you're here and you want to hedge, you should be long on the stock. When you're here and you want to hedge, you should be long on the stock. And when you're here and you want to hedge, you should be short on the stock. So on the exam, if they give you a question on, let's say, saying we are short call, how will you construct the hedge? Okay, so then you ask yourself, short call, is it bullish or bearish? Come on, tell me, short call, is it bullish or bearish? Bearish. So to hedge, you should take the opposite side, which is long stock. Are you following this? Short put, is it bullish or bearish? Bullish. So to hedge, you should take short stock. So just take the opposite side and then you have the answer.